Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe you can hear me, maybe you can't. We've seemed to have some technical issues this morning, so I'm having to use a backup method of doing this. I'll go through it anyway, and we'll see how far we get. Otherwise, we'll just have to just show you the slides. So, looking first of all at the synoptic picture, and as you can see, fairly quiet in terms of any sort of shower activity today. Looking reasonably just sort of southwesterly wind today. The winds at heights, no, this really isn't working this morning. Effectively, winds at heights southwesterly at 15 knots generally. That's southwesterly remaining us for most of the day. Satellite picture over the UK shows a reasonably bright start with intermixed amounts of cloud, and looking like that cloud will just continue to bubble up throughout the day, being soarable at times. The public forecast today showing a top temperature of 21 degrees with good visibility outside of any moisture first thing, with southwesterly at 10 knots. The temperature profile today, 25 degrees being the top temperature in the capital, and dew points hanging around 13 degrees. Sounding for today, looking somewhere like that. As you can see, fairly moist up till about 9,000 feet or so, so we mixed amounts of cloud throughout the day, giving us sometimes some overdevelopments. Storm is currently reporting a temperature of 19 degrees and a dew point of nearly 14 degrees. And the picture outside shows to be sort of intermixed amounts of cloud. Some low cloud, probably below 1,500 feet at the moment. Farnborough are currently reporting 7 knots from the south, and it talks about no cloud detected. I think that's because it has been the cloud has more been bubbling up towards where we are. But I'll say at the moment we do have a cloud base around 1,500 feet or so, and it does show that we will get to at least scattered at 2,000 feet probably by 10 o'clock and increasing a bit after that. Okay, on to top meteo, and I'll just log us back in after all these issues we've had this morning. Okay. And top meteo showing that is a potential flight distance for today. I think probably a little bit on the optimistic side. Doesn't really seem to encounter so much cloud that we've already got this morning. You can see from about 9 o'clock, it'll be soarable up probably around 11 o'clock properly, around 3,000 feet or so, with fairly large amounts of Q, and sort of 12 to 1 o'clock cumulus building, and maybe just drying out a bit up to around 4,000 feet, maybe 4,500 feet later in the afternoon. Obviously, with this wind direction, we are likely to get a sea breeze sort of effect later in the day, and you can see that happening to the latter part, sort of 5 o'clock or so, where it starts cutting off from the south. Out into the Midlands though, and out into Wales, looking fairly reasonable with cloud bases of around 4,500 to 5,000 feet. Good out into Cambridgeshire as well. A little bit more cloud out towards East Anglia, but good generally in the central part of the country. Down to the southwest, as you'd expect in this wind direction, and also in the area of the Bristol Channel, not looking so good. Cloud amounts, as you can see, fairly cloudy first thing, and then hopefully drying out this afternoon. Your site forecast for today then shows 3-knot climbs this afternoon up to a top base of around 4,000 feet. And that's at a temperature of 23 degrees and a dew point of 12. And yeah, that southwesterly wind is quite present today. So yeah, you will notice it. Okay, on to airspace. Airspace of real note, Keevil, temporary danger area, is active all day today. That's west of the Salisbury Plain. Glastonbury is active with restricted area temporary all day, and it's pretty much and all night, because of course the festival keeps going, and that danger area and restricted area will be valid at least for most of the next week or so. Aston Down have got their gliding competition on. There's lots of paragliding NOTAMs also around, and the Salisbury Plain is active as per usual. Restricted area temporary till midday today on the Isle of Wight Music Festival near Cowes. Other than that, not a lot to speak about. Okay, operationally today, we're going to be runway 23. Reminder, that is the launching direction. Aero towing on the western side of the runway. And winching on the eastern side of the runway. A reminder that all landings in normal operations are due to be in this direction. So no cutting around the corner and cutting somebody off in the circuit. It doesn't work like that. One thing to bear in mind, the movements today, no big movements, but we do have a number of smaller movements. We have a King Air due in at about 10:30, and then it goes out on air test at about 12, back at 1, and then it departs around 2 o'clock. If you do see the King Air coming in, either land 27 if you have to land with it, or just hold off for a little bit just to allow the King Air to land. King Air today will be landing on 27. Space can get a little bit tight up here when we're operating on southwesterly run, so please only come to the launch point when you are either ready to go or within imminent time of launching. So runway 23 in use. I'll try and find out how my microphone's sorted. I'm currently holding a mobile phone speaking to you, so yeah, a little bit different. All right, we'll see you on the airfield. Bye for now.